So we thought that today, to move into closing, we usually come into like practical tips and like come into, okay, what can we do? What's happening in our life? Like very local and very body towards the end, so that it's not like information. It's like, okay, you know what? Now I'm coming back to myself. So just taking a moment to see what does everything that we shared mean to you right now? Which aspects of your life are you experiencing a little distress, and then realizing that there is, the old has moved out and the new is still coming in. There's that, sitting in the void energy, or, where are you feeling that watery Pisces energy show up most in your life? And are you feeling that existential fear somewhere in your body? And yeah, and what is your relationship to ancient mystical practices? Like what stayed with you today, and just coming back to your body, to your own experience, to your breath. In our last bit, we're going to do some movement coming into our bodies and add an element of silliness and magic, which we feel is much needed during this time. It was Rosh's idea, and we were like, yes!
Yeah, I think it's very old, heavy energy that we're all experiencing. Some of us are experiencing a lot of ancestral stuff come up. Some of us are being harsh to ourselves, being like, come on, I'm an adult, I should be able to handle this better. And I think there's just a lot of pressure right now to be wise and to be able to handle this and to know better. And I found that in times like this, it's important to just like remember the silliness of it all. That at the end of the day, a lot of stuff is quite silly. And a friend recently wrote to me. I was checking in on her, and she was saying my brain isn't feeling very great. And I asked her, how are your toes feeling? And she laughed. She said, ha 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 ha. What do you mean? I was like, no, how are your toes feeling? Like on your feet, how are your toes doing? And she said, I have no idea. I was like, great, can you check in and let me know? So I guess this is my invitation to you. Take a moment. I'm gonna count till 20. And maybe you have 20 toes, maybe you have 40, maybe you have 3, how many ever. Just check in with your toes and see how they're doing. Count slowly. Take that time. Feel free to touch them. Feel free to wiggle them. Feel free to do it slowly. Feel free to do it fast. Yeah, you can look at them and see how they're doing. And also, how does it feel to ask your toes how they're doing? When was the last time you asked your toes how they're doing? They carry a lot. How's this feeling? You think you can move them a little faster? Can we wriggle them a bit faster? See if you can, wherever you're sitting, wherever you're standing. It's okay if you're wearing shoes, try and move them in your shoes. If you can't move them in your shoes, maybe you need bigger shoes. Yeah? Can we go a little bit faster?
Can we?
What about a little more? Yeah? More? A little bit more. I think we can. Think of it. Lots of energy in it. They're their own things. They're moving on their own. You can't control them. It's like they're going to run away suddenly. They're going to drop off your feet and run away. Yeah? And let's see if we can slow it a little bit. Just a little bit. Not completely. We're still engaged. They're still attached to the rest of your feet. They're still attached to your body. But little bit slower. See how that feels differently than it did when you were moving them fast. And as you're moving it, make it a little bit slower. And while you're doing this, do you think we can touch our ears at the same time? However you want to. Try and touch different parts. You know, there's a little cartilage on top. We have some stuff going in. There's a little knobbly bits at the bottom. Maybe touch them with the back of your hand. What's happening to your toes? Have we stopped moving our toes? Okay, that's okay. Touch them from the front of your palm. See if you can just hold them. See if you can touch your elbows together while you're doing this. Can you clap your elbows together as you do this? Can we go faster? A little bit faster. Faster. Keep going, keep going, keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done, well done. Well done. How are we feeling?
I haven't laughed this much in many days.
Feel free to continue doing this. But I just wanted to do, touch ourselves, feel a bit of movement, feel a bit silly. Sometimes I think there's been a lot of emphasis on movement in the last few months. Everybody's like, oh, put some movement. I have so many steps and I lift weights, but sometimes movement looks like just moving our nose a little bit differently, It doesn't have to be, just physically moving. And just being like, wow, that feels so weird when I do that to my face. Oh my God, I've never really done it. Whoa, I don't like it. Maybe I'm just going to talk like that. Who knows? Maybe, we're purging. Maybe I don't want to talk like this anymore. Maybe I just want to talk like this starting the Aries season and see if people take me very, very seriously. So see the silly side of things, because the heavy stuff will always be there. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for that. Like, we were really excited for this bit because we knew we needed it. And for those of you who want to stay on longer, we're going to do like more of a free movements piece, and we're going to go off video and off recording so we can have our own intimate space and share about what came up for you guys. Those of you who are watching the video, if you do join us live, you can actually interact with us and chat with us, and it won't be recorded, so it can be like, connection, real connection. For next time. And also really wanted to share and express gratitude about the fact that we now have support to make this podcast happen. Now we have a team, and like we have support with preparing and editing and things like that. It's such a relief because it's really coming together. We're all taking on just as much as we can, and it's teaching us, like, even though the new hasn't come yet, there are amazing ways to come together and work in a way that each of our health is taken care of, our priorities are, maintained, and we're just wondering, like, being curious, like, if we want to do it in a way that's sustainable, how does that look? So it's been really beautiful, like, our journey, of starting suddenly and then saying, okay, we got to do it, and now optimizing it. And thank you so much for supporting us and for helping us share this with you with joy and aliveness. And that's all from us this time. Aakanksha, do you want to share anything? No, you're good. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to stop the recording.